All right, we are going to do the first part of the synthesis of biodiesel. This is activity 1, found on page 9 of the instructions. You're only going to need the calcium hydroxide, and we decided you should also get out the little mini spoon from aspirin because it's going to be useful getting that powder out of that vial. You need the methanol and the graduated cylinder. You need the vegetable oil, and then you need the dram vial and your balance. Start by opening up your balance and putting in the batteries if you have not done so already. Once the batteries are installed, set it on a flat surface and turn it on. And make sure that it's in units of grams, which is just the letter G. If it's not in grams, you can use the mode button to change to the correct unit. Then, once it's been stable for about 30 seconds, you can use the tare button to zero it. Once it's zeroed, put your vial on the balance and don't tare it. Instead, record that vial mass in your notebook. So mine is 8.95 grams. So I would write 8.95 grams for the vial in my notebook. And now the instructions tell me to add 0.02 grams of calcium hydroxide powder. That means I want this mass to go up to about 8.97 grams. Does it have to be exactly? No. A little bit more is probably better than a little bit less, but don't have it to be drastically too much more. You are not going to need too much of this powder. Now, I already took some of this powder out and I placed it in the cap so it's a little easier to scoop out. And so now I'm just going to take a little scoop of this powder and I'm going to place it into the vial. And it's gone up to 8.96, so I'm going to add just a hair more. And it might not change. Now it says 8.97, so now I'm satisfied. That's a good enough mass. The rest of this powder needs to go back into the vial. So we're just going to tap that in. And if you do end up spilling any of this calcium hydroxide, it is a base, so you can easily clean it up with a little bit of vinegar in your home. Okay, now we're going to set that vial aside. And actually we're going to set the balance aside and turn it off. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to measure the methanol with our graduated cylinder. We need 8 milliliters of the methanol. So I'll try to face this towards the camera. So the 8 milliliter mark is right there. And be careful when you're pouring this. It has a very different surface tension than water, and so it wants to spill very easily. I did get a little spilling on the outside of the graduated cylinder. You can see my grad cylinder dancing. And so that looks pretty good. And what you should do is get down to meniscus level and record the actual volume. And so I would say that my volume is 7.9, maybe 7.95. And so I could record that in my notebook, and then I'm going to pour this into the vial. Okay, I'm now told to cap the vial and shake it vigorously. And then I'm going to let that sit for 10 minutes. So I will join you in the next video after 10 minutes. You don't have to shake it the whole 10 minutes. You are asked to shake it occasionally.